What's up, team? My name's Mr. Elliott. I had an idea today for a video. I basically was thinking this is the last day of early access, and I wanted to basically give you guys my takeaways from the early access. I wanted to give you guys my strategies and what I think about the High Life DLC and what I think it'll actually do to kind of the early to mid game and how it might actually change the way we play a little bit. So let's get right into it. We're gonna look at some gameplay here and I'll explain a bit better. All right, so here we are in game with basically as far as I've gotten so far with the DLC. I am not the quickest Anno 1800 player, as you can tell. We do have some level 4 skyscrapers that we got last night, some investor ones, and we've gotten quite a few of the engineer ones over here to level 2 and 3. I haven't went crazy upgrading these yet, and no particular reason why other than I didn't really need the engineers, but I probably will soon now that I have the Scholar Research Institute and stuff. The first problem with early game High Life DLC is that you need to build elevators, as we've talked about before. An elevator will take, to upgrade your skyscraper to the first level, I guess we'll say, it's going to take a bunch of other supplies as well as 5 elevators. Now, if we actually go to the elevator factory, you'll see, as I've said in previous videos, obviously steel, wood veneers, and steam motors. But the big problem on top of the steam motors, which are difficult to build, is the fact that you need 500 workers per multi-factory. So I've got 2 assembly lines for elevators, and I have 1 for biscuits, and each one of these is taking minus 500 worker workforce. So this has basically led to me kind of min-maxing around a town hall, which I do quite frequently. So I've got this kind of Pokeball set up, as the people in my chat always tell me about. So basically I have jammed as many workers as I can around this town hall. Obviously I have some artisans in here too, which we could move out, but basically I've got a town hall and I have the patron Mertens in here. So he gives me residences with the pub are fulfilled with sausages, bread, beer, and church. So I don't really have to worry about any of those. And then I've got, what is this? So plus 10% workforce, plus 5 happiness, and residents gain bonus happiness from the school. And then we have Captains of Industry Volume 14, I believe that is. I don't even know, maybe 16. Anyway, plus 25% workforce, plus 20% income per house, and plus 40% chance of illness. So I'm basically, all I really want from this is the plus 25% workforce. And then I just got this item here. I don't know if he's kind of the best, but it's bonus income, more happiness, and kind of an overlap of what Mertens does. But anyway, I slapped him in that 4th slot due to me having the palace here. So basically you're really forced into having a large amount of workers. Obviously, as the game progresses, we will get some items for these multi-factories, which will lower our workforce. That one item that we showcased in my previous video will lower the workforce by 80%, but we're going to use engineers instead of workers. So that's going to be super nice. And that will basically allow us to get rid of a lot of these workers. We can upgrade them to engineers and we can kind of move forward. The other thing I wanted to show you was the fact that we need so many workers has led me to basically do the kind of the commuter peer, trick, I guess we'll say, where once you have enough islands, you get a bonus of plus 200 workforce per new island that you get, and you can link that to your main island by basically connecting a commuter pier to your main wharf for your small trading post on that island, and then having a commuter pier on your main island, and basically you're able to redistribute that bonus back to your main island, which would mean that you can effectively have workers for free, as well as farmers, artisans, and engineers. So that's kind of point number 2. The only other thing that I regret doing is not placing my department store kind of more centralized. I think I will work tonight when I'm on stream to move these department stores into the center instead of off to the side. I have basically a shopping arcade, which I keep calling these shopping malls, but basically I have a furniture store that is producing lamps, and I just got this last night. So it takes light bulbs, brass, and glass, but it produces these lamps. It gives me happiness, plus 11% income, and the big one is 25% reduced needs for light bulbs, which is pretty nice. So you'll see that right now with my current setup, I need to have 2 of each. So I have 2 department stores for toasters, and I'm going to have 2 for lamps, but I could actually have this by having them in the middle. So if I had both of these in the middle, I wouldn't need the ones on the exterior here for coverage. So we're just going to pick the banker's lamp and be on our way. And the final thing that I'm kind of having problems with is, obviously I don't have enough scholars to do all of the research for the new items on my current save. I have been sitting here spending literally millions of coins trying to get the new items, but I don't know what the condition is to actually activate them in the kind of the, you know, the items offered, I guess we'll say. So I have been rolling like crazy, and there must be a better way to do this, but I just cannot seem to get any of the new items in stock on either of these traders. So I'm basically going to be aggressively upgrading my scholars and going to my research institute here and going for item development, not item development, pardon me. I think there's like item, what do they call it? Research, fields of research, and trying to find some of these technological advancements. And of course we didn't find any of them, but the battle goes on, I guess we'll say. And the final takeaway that I have for you guys today is basically a little topic about the panorama effect. There has been a little bit of a dispute online in terms of what is kind of the best way to set up for the panorama effect. I'm still kind of waiting for the general population to get the game so they can really tell us what the exact perfect build is. For now, what I am doing and what I've been told to do is basically to build like a checkerboard. So basically we have a tier, this is a tier 4, but eventually it'll be a tier 5. So we're going to be building 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. And then over here, we're going to skew it by 1 building. So this will be 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. And that should give us the best panorama effect. Basically building in a checker formation. I'm not too concerned with that yet, but obviously there's some good bonuses to the panorama effect, so we will want to be looking to maximize some of that, at least in some little areas, just to, you know, kind of boost our influence. Basically also minimize our expenses for these towers. So yeah, it's a very delicate game with the skyscrapers, especially at the higher levels. It's kind of like risk versus reward. You're almost better off keeping them on the lower tiers, just so that you can, you know, you can be sure that you can give them the basic needs instead of the more advanced needs like typewriters, cognac, and the furniture store as well. So just another little tidbit to keep in mind. And one final thing, now that I'm floating around my map, if you take an engineer's residence, at least in the current build, and you upgrade it to a skyscraper, you cannot upgrade it from an engineer skyscraper to an investor skyscraper. So you are stuck with them as engineers. So that building, unless you downgrade it, which I don't even know if that'll actually work, I guess it would. If you downgrade it, you can then upgrade it and then bring it to an investor and then heighten, or, you know, raise the height, but you cannot raise the height and then turn them into into investors from engineers. So I was kind of surprised by that. Maybe that changes, I'm not sure, but in the current build that I have my hands on, I cannot upgrade these guys from engineers to investors in the skyscraper setup that they're in. So that may change, but again, that's all I've got so far. So I hope you all liked my little rant. This game does update tomorrow, and the High Life DLC does come out tomorrow, so you guys are all going to be able to get your hands on it. I hope that there was a couple little tips that you may have learned that you can apply to your game tomorrow, so you won't make the same mistakes as me. My name is Mr. Elliot. I stream on Twitch. I also make videos on YouTube, so if you could please like and subscribe on here, follow me on Twitch. This would help me greatly. But until next time, guys, much love and bye for now.